We can do editing after it's done.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes live, so there's nothing in that one. It just takes a minute.
Yeah, it's done. Okay.
Oops, sorry. Sorry. I think you're all set, sir.
Okay.
It's going up, right? Yeah, this one. That was so big today.
Just cannot share the screen.
Morning, Vijay garu. Hi. Welcome to the. Thank you for presenting your expertise. We can't hear you. Can you hear me?
1 minute. Can you hear me?
Now we can. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. You may have that in presentation mode, so you can see all
Yes,
full
definitely.
screen.
Yes, I will do that in a second.
Yeah, I think we spoke before. If you remember, Vijay, maybe in the initial days. My name is Kumar.
Kumar.
Yeah. And we have, of course, our EC team, Sudhakar, Vice President. Sudhakar, Suresh Chapidi, our Secretary. And our Praveen Nidmolu is our International Vice President.
Hello, Vijay garu, welcome, Andy. Looking forward to this.
And also many of other enthusiastic listeners are here. And also we have a professor, Dr.
Kumar sir, drop off only. Oh, you're all set, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Kamlakar garu. Yeah, okay. Because you are
I came for the Diamond Jubilee.
you are in Hyderabad right now.
Yeah, I am in Hyderabad.
Yeah, he is from Australia, Andy. Actually, he was working for Air Force. He was wing commander. And Professor and Dr. Kamlakar Arkala. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you, Krishna garu.
Yeah. So, Sudhakar and Suresh is not there. Praveen, you take over, Suresh. Sudhakar and Praveen, okay?
Will do.
Yeah, Sudhakar, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I will be there a little while, but take over and, ask in the meantime, maybe you can start introduction of other people who are new here, okay?
Yeah. Again, welcome to another webinar, and this time it's a great topic, artificial intelligence, and we have really a great speaker today with us. So before I introduce the speaker, let's give a few more minutes and let's have this people who joined who are new. I would request them to introduce a quick introduction. You can just give your name and which batch of JNTU, if you are from JNTU. And let's just go one after the other. I see like there are about 20 people. Our EC can be introduced later, but I wanted like the new members to introduce or the people who joined this to introduce themselves for next 2 to 3 minutes. I see there is one person called Ramesh. Ramesh, can you introduce yourself?
In the meantime, our Dr. Hari Appanapalli garu is here. Hari is our chairman, USA Alumni chapter. We just started introduction, Andy. Hari garu.
Yes. Thank you, Vijay, first of all, for accepting to share your knowledge on AI to our esteemed alumni. Really appreciate you joining us today. Our team will take it forward and First, you will do your presentation, followed by a few questions and answers from the viewers. And then we'll conclude the session with an vote of thanks after that. But feel free to use your time, Vijay, as much as possible to the benefit of our alumni. Thank you so much.
We go ahead, starter, or there's some more introductions? I just am trying to understand.
Vijay, let's wait for another 2 to 3 minutes. It's a Saturday morning, so it could take a little bit of time for people to join. So let's give a few more minutes and then we'll start. And that's the reason I wanted people to introduce. I see there is one Kanteti Satyanarayana garu. Can you please introduce yourself?
Speaker.
Yeah, there is one Venkat Amarnath.
హలో, నేను వెంకట అమర్నాథ్ మాట్లాడుతున్నానండి. నేను హైదరాబాద్ JNTU 1974 to 79 బ్యాచ్ ECE అండి.
Wow, that's good to know.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Subramaniam Aryasomayajala. I am Boston based. So I am 1985-89 ECE batch.
Okay, thank you, Subramaniam garu. And then let's go with the next one, Sammi Reddy garu. Is it Sammi?
Hello, yeah, I'm Reddy. I'm 74 to 70. I'm Hyderabad.
Oh, thank you. Okay, and next one we'll go with Shiva. I think probably he's taking time. Shiva, you want to introduce? Okay, we'll go. Yeah, go ahead, Shiva. Okay, if not, we'll go to Jahnavi.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
I'm Janvi Shashank, second integrated batch of JNTU Kukatpalli campus 2010 to 2015. I'm currently Deputy Executive Engineer at Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation.
Okay.
Currently considering Masters in Artificial Intelligence in USA. So that's the reason I'm here.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, somebody is speaking on mute. Can you please go not on mute? Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome, Jahnavi. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll go to next one is Sampath. Okay. Okay, I think we have a good number of people joining. I'll just open it up for next couple of minutes. If anyone want to introduce, just unmute yourself and introduce.
This is Ravi Ram Medapati, 1985-89 Computer Science Kukatpalli batch.
Okay, welcome.
This is Mohan Rao, Raviram batchmate.
I mean, just tell your year of batch year. Like, is it like which year you passed out?
85-89 computer science. I'm in Austin, Texas.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Mohan. Anyone else want to introduce? We will.
Yeah, my name is. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I am Bhaskar Gunukontla from Hyderabad. I am 1989-93 EEE branch.
Welcome, Bhaskar garu. You are actually one of the regular participants for JNTU. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. I wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you.
I'm not from computer science branch, just would like to know about AI. Last time Chakradhar Swami also conducted a AI program. I have participated in it.
Yeah, I'm sure Vijay is going to speak more about it, but AI is not necessarily meant for the computer science. It's for everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else want to introduce?
Yeah, my name is Swami Varda, 9498 branch, JNTUH Kukatpalli, and then I live in California, Fremont.
Okay. Thank you, Swami. Yeah.
Swami. He's my classmate.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Actually, we studied Polytechnic together in JNTUH-AA-USA, Secunderabad.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay.
Hi, my name is Sivaji. I'm 94-98 batch engineering part-time, and I'm good friends of Swami and Vijay.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 10:09 here. Swami Garu, Hari Garu, do you want to give a quick introduction about the JNTUH Alumni Association, and then we'll start the session? Hari Garu. Hari Garu, you are on mute. Okay. If not, Kumar Garu, are you there? Kumar Garu, can you hear us?
I think he said he may be stepping away. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So then I think I will have the privilege to give a quick overview of JNTUH Alumni Association. By the way, my name is Sudhakar Uppala. I'm in New Jersey, and I am from the 1981-85 batch, and I happens to be a university gold medalist too in mechanical engineering. And me and Hari Garu and Praveen Garu and Swami, we all started the JNTUH Alumni Association in around 2020, and we have been organizing a number of programs since then. And if you go to JNTUH-AA.org website, you will get more details about our vision, our mission, and what are all the things we do. And one of the big things we do is every month we have a webinar on one of the technical, need not be technical, even other topics too. We organize the webinars on a monthly basis. We have a convention, JNTU convention once a year in different locations. We are in the process of identifying the location this year, and you will get more details very soon. And the JNTU Alumni Association current president is Kumar Rani Garu. He is here. Hari Appanapalli Garu is the chairman and the executive vice president. And our Praveen Nittumolu is the international vice president. And Mr. Suresh Chappidi is our secretary. And Vishwanath Narahari is our current treasurer. This is the current setup of the team. And we have a number of directors for various regions and various activities. So again, Naveen Samalagar is our director for the webinars. Naveen Garu, you are doing a great job finding out the speakers and organizing all these things. So before we start, Naveen Garu, you want to say a few words? Naveen Samala.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm really excited to be part of this alumni association for last 1.5+ years. And it's been a rewarding experience in terms of interacting with all the experts across the globe. And one thing what I can proudly tell is whoever the guests that come and speak here, they feel so honored and humbled with the kind of questions that this forum puts, and most importantly, the way we welcome them and all, right? That is something which keeps them really motivated, and that's why we keep getting a lot of positive feedback. So only request from my side is whoever is joining this event for the first time, please spread the word and also keep coming back. And at the same time, if you are looking for specific topics or specific experts, do let us know. We'll be happy to facilitate guests from any domain, literally. Okay. And thank you for the opportunity, Sudhakar Garu.
Thank you.
Enjoy the session.
Thank you, Mr. Navi. Praveen Garu, do you have the honor to introduce our speaker for the day?
No, certainly I can do that. And before that, I just want to also mention that this is a great opportunity. If any of you want to present, like Vijay Garu here, please reach out to one of us, and we will be more than happy to, slot you in one of the monthly webinar sessions which happens every second Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's my honor and a privilege to introduce Vijay Eranti, who is a JNTUH alumni, graduated in BTech Computer Science in 1997. Since 2005, Vijay has been working at Google as a principal software engineer, leading their content, safety, fraud, and abuse detection and mitigation area. He also worked as a system architect at AOL Netscape back around the millennia time. And Vijay is teaching the master's program courses on AI, data sciences, and deep learning as an adjunct professor at San Jose State University since 2014. So it's a distinct honor and a privilege to welcome Mr. Vijay Eranti garu to give us a lot of deep insights into AI, which is here, which is going to be ubiquitous for all of us going forward and to many generations to come. How can we use AI, Gen AI, and all the AI related technologies to enrich our daily life and bring more efficiencies and effectiveness to how we live? Vijay Garu, please take it away.
Yeah.
Thank you
Praveen,
so
thank
much.
you. Praveen, thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Vijay, this is being live casted in the YouTube live. So just wanted to give heads up to everyone. This is live on YouTube and it gets recorded and kept in the YouTube. If someone missed it, they can always go to the YouTube and listen to it. Thank you. Please go ahead, Vijay.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank JNTU Alumni for giving me this opportunity. It's a honor and privilege to be able to present in this session. And I noticed like many of the folks are super seniors and ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ వందనాలు. Some of the folks have passed out BTech when I was born. So it's kind of very privileged to see all the people who have gone through the evolution experience, etc. So today I'm going to talk a little bit on AI and how to use it for you know for improving our daily lives as well as where we are going with the AI. Some folks in mentioned that they're interested in doing MS in etc. There are lots of good universities in US, but it's important to stay. There's a lot of density of startups that are there. So San Francisco Bay Area, etc., has like very good dense, opportunities to network and do startups as well. So there are very good MSI programs. Some of the entries are like very hard, difficult, like Stanford and others, but some of them are like fairly easy, like San Jose State University, etc. And universities like where I teach masters in AI, masters in data science, and masters in enterprise software. All the courses related to I cover introduction to data science and also deep learning and emerging topics in AI. So some of the universities are good in the sense they get all the adjunct professors from outside, from industry, and then they try to teach that. So that means that people will be always up to date with the syllabus. I try to update my syllabus every 6 months to make sure that I cover everything that is happening in the AI world to make it like more job oriented. So let's talk a little bit about AI. I think we are all like living in this revolution of AI. First of all, folks need to understand AI is an exponential revolution. Exponential in the sense it's going to compound in capabilities as time passes by, and we are just in the beginning of the things. We are being 2 years into the AI, and it has like every instead of hearing like innovations every year, now you will start hearing innovations every month. And in future it will be every week. Innovations in the sense of breakthrough innovations that are happening in this world. There is a cutthroat competition across all the companies and the Chinese labs and Chinese AI companies and the US companies, and this is really good because it accelerates the development and puts a lot of pressure to go towards like really advanced AI. So one thing to understand is I like to point out to the this particular professor in Wharton School called Ethan Malik. He tries to explain like how you will be living with the AI and how you work with the AI together as your co-pilot, partner, mentor, etc. So my suggestion is also please follow some of these blogs from this person. He gives like specific guidance about how to live our life with AI going forward. There is a lot of good industry leaders participations recently on this type of AI things. Normally CEOs of various companies who are deep technologists like Demis Hassabis is a CEO of Google is a good example to look into follow what they are thinking about. Uh, Overall, we are moving from a simple ask something AI to creating like a whole universes with AI. In the sense, you can ask like, I want to live in this new virtual world. Give me a universe of that, and then you can go and navigate the world, and you can have a live environment where you can work on it. It's called world model. So that is the latest in the AI world currently, where the model can create the universe as though like a virtual reality game on demand for you for your requirements. And it's called Genie 3. If you have heard about it, or please Google search YouTube about Genie 3. Genie 3 creates you virtual worlds where you can navigate it. So it's no more like, oh, I have my imagination, like I want to be in, let's say, in Kailasam. And you can say, I want to be in Kailasam, I want to navigate Kailasam. It will show you the whole, it will create a world of Kailasam for you, or something so advanced, and you can imagine with all the knowledge it has, and then creates, and then you can navigate through that, and you can see various spectrums and various things. This is the new way of virtual reality or augmented reality kind of thing where you can use this. So the AI has become so good in terms of even generating new worlds for you, which are very realistic and ultra realistic, etc. So, uh, the point here is yes, there is a lot of advancements and there is a lot of challenges with AI. One of the people think that AI is hallucinates or like it comes up with some makes up some random stuff, etc. Those were I would say maybe 6 months before there are a lot of problems with AI that you have to work on. But now I think the intelligence has gone so advanced, it hardly hallucinates. The newer models that are come up with, they are like much more reliable for you to look at. So one thing to understand is, given the technology has been there, it's going to be ubiquitous across the board. Everywhere we'll be using it daily. The more you use it, the more you realize the power of it. One thing to remember is there's this saying in India is knowledge is power. Right? Knowledge is power means what? Like, what if you have a mentor with you who has the entire world knowledge? His IQ is like 158, which is like, two times the normal average of a human, right? And then what will you do with it? In Indian traditional philosophy, there's this thing called, Prashna Shastra. How do you ask questions? So now your problem is how do you ask what you want to the AI? So that is where your skills will be, mostly utilized. So all the traditional, ancient technology, ancient, practices of learning how to ask the right thing is where you need to put all your effort now. Right? And that's where it is. We are moving from the world of like, uh, oh, I need to learn something to I have somebody who can answer everything that I want, but how do I ask him the right questions and the right things? And we'll go over those things. First of all, the AI models have been improving in every artifact. One thing to note is before there was this trend that we'll have a separate AI model for biology, separate AI model for finance, etc. But now all the fields data is being ingested by a single AI models from various big companies. So you don't need to really go into individual particular specialist AI models if you want to do it. So that's another very big thing that you may want to understand, that you now have a polyglot or polymath, poly this, poly that, everything together in single particular model that you can use, right? And there is like really good evidence that leveraging this for your daily work life or your hobby or everything, it's going to really improve the quality across the board. And there are like so many studies that have done. And one of the things that you may notice is very, very important is, let's say you are a mediocre person and you're not a genius, right? So with using AI, you can get like a really big bump of 50% of in your performance from a mediocre person versus like, if you're already a very big specialist, top half skills, you still get bumped, but that's like 20% because you already know a lot of things in your area. So no matter what you are, whether you are like a hobbyist or you are working on, you feel yourself as like mediocre or you feel yourself as a top-notch scientist or something, AI is there to equalize everybody to have the same consistency. It's like, it brings equality to everybody. Everybody has knowledge and power for this. So this is very important thing to realize. It's like, you got this, gift from universe that suddenly came up and it can do everything for you. What will you do with it? And the main thing I would recommend is how do you spread this knowledge to all the people, like especially the poor people in India across all the classes where everybody can benefit out of it. That is what is the challenge now we have. Information dissemination. One of my friend is a professor, Amar Gupta in MIT. He says information dissemination is the most important challenge that we have. We have all these things available, but how do you tell the masses that they can utilize these things? So one thing we should really think about is educating the people of the capabilities and how easy it is to use these things to solve their problems. So that's one thing that we should think about overall. So the other thing to note is AI is not just for like computer engineers or software engineers and all. Across every profession, like in this case, example is medical profession, etc. AI has really, really improved using leveraging AI as a second opinion for the doctor, etc. There are some models that are available called like a MedGemma, etc. that you can try it out now. You say, I have these ailments, tell me what it can be. These are like specialist models which have passed AME, or nowadays all that knowledge is going back into the chat GPT and Gemini and all these models that are available directly. So you don't need to even go to a particular specialist model and ask those things. So there's a lot of innovations, and the reason why those separate models exist is, can we put that models into mobile phones where there's no internet is available and then provide it to the people where they can test it out and all, and you can upload your diagnosis sheets of like ailments that you have, like all the reports, etc., and the model will tell you like what's happening. It's almost easy for us to do a second opinion easily with using this AI in medical. So that's something that is very, very useful. The other thing is it's very, very creative. So everybody can become a artist or a film creator or etc. There's so much stuff that is possible now very easily, or a music director or a music creator or poem creator, etc. So there is quite a bit of availability. It's just you need to ask the AI what you need and you will be able to do that. There is a whole frontier models which are as I mentioned, there are the specialist models like medical, finance, etc. But then the frontier models are now beating all those things. So that means like all these top models that are available, these are like old versions that I'm putting here: GPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok, etc. These are like very, very useful, and they can beat all the all the specialist models that are there. So they are the best at everything, kind of. So how do you leverage this, right? We are initially like doing everything ourselves, reading books and all that stuff and studying. Now, the second step we are going to do is we are going to ask help when we need to. That is called like centaur and cyborg model, where you are augmenting yourself with AI to be able to do any question you have. Just as a practice to learn AI, you should first put that question to AI, any daily life questions, before you go to something else. And I'll tell you like how to do that very quickly and all. It's like you have a mentor or a guru with you. So how do you leverage him 24/7? How do you leverage him for everything that you do? And one more thing to note is like you may feel like, okay, if I use AI for everything, then my brain will become like really dumb and I'll not be able to really creatively think about it. Instead, what you may want to think about is, let's say you want to have you will move from an you know using your brain for regular work to using your brain to do exercise for your brain. For example, when we were hunter gatherers, we used to do a lot of walking and all that stuff, and a lot of running and walking to gather food. Now we don't need that kind of things, but we do exercise every day. So every day we do half an hour exercise of walking and all that stuff. So you should also, when you're using AI especially, you should have this kind of a exercise that you do daily 1 hour of trying a hard problem that you have come up with some solution, like not 1 hour, half an hour or so, and then you ask AI, are you coming up with the solution properly? This is another important thing that you need to understand, because let's say you continue to addict to ask everything to AI and get solutions from it. At some point, your brain, you'll be naturally going there. Instead, you should be practicing, just like how we moved from doing a lot of physical work to doing exercise to keep our body good. In AI world, you should also think about doing moving from everything, delegating to AI now, to doing some mental exercises and then asking AI, am I doing it correctly or not? So that way your brain will have exercise. Otherwise, you will be going into the mode that everything you are delegating to AI and it will be a problem. So that's kind of how I would see these things. One thing to note is there is this thing called jagged frontier, which is very important for you to understand. Sometimes, in rare cases, AI will act like stupid. Like for example, there is this example that they gave like a year back called how many letter R is there in strawberry word. AI may give wrong answer for that. That's like 1 year old, and everybody understood all those problems. And no, there's this, we call this jagged frontier. Sometimes AI will give some wrong solutions for you. So it is very important to keep that in and don't believe what AI says verbatim. That's very important. Sometimes people go into a philosophical debate with AI, and then AI will convince you that there's no value in living in life in Earth and all, and then they will go and they may commit suicide or something, saying, "Oh, it convinced me." So AI is a great convincer. That's the very important thing that you need to understand. So take it like and there are, again, these problems have been there before, but now it has become like much more easier. It's like 0.1% of cases it will do this kind of weird behavior versus like the regular behavior, right? So one thing to understand is what should we do? I mean, one thing is we need to embrace this exponential thing, right? Exponential thinking it's very difficult for human mind. It's a linear in the sense that you don't imagine like what will happen. Anything 2 power 50, we can't imagine what it is. Like if you go 50 times improvement in different cycles, where will be. So you should think about and project where the world will be in a year, in couple of years, with this kind of AI enhancements, and appropriately plan your life around it. One thing is, in a year or two, there will be really robotics that will be so enhanced. I was watching this video from Demis and Sabis last yesterday night, that you will get a personal physical assistant with you for every task that you do. So I'm not really worried about like old age and all these problems that I'll have and all that stuff, because we'll have like AI and I'll be a burden to my kids, etc. Because AI will be there to, and the robotics will be there to really help you out, and there's already a lot of improvements in there. So understand the exponentials. Here is an example of a graph where what a given human will take like a couple of hours to do this task, and what does AI do? The left axis is like the how many time amount of time the human will take to solve a task, and then the x-axis is the years of trend lines, right? Currently you have the newer models, and these trend lines are very conservative, not aggressive. And what it means is we are already there. Like an AI model can now solve a task that takes 8 hours for a human in like 10 minutes, and you just give it and then it will come back with the results, kind of, right? So and then very soon there are like already models that are available which can do 1 week worth of human task, uh, especially knowledge tasks, etc. So we need to be ready for these kind of things, where how do we leverage this, like, so that we can free up our regular work to do this kind of advanced stuff with AI, right? So the other thing to understand is the agentic LLMs. Before we were asking something and it gives an answer. Now you give a task to it. You give a full-fledged task saying, "Hey, here is a complex task. Figure out what it is." So it is going to, go through like a human, understand the task, and run like 50, 60, 70 steps that are there. It can go research in the internet and all and get all the results for you and perform the task perfectly and give you a final report. So we are now in the mode of from asking for help for a certain thing to giving very complex tasks and have the model completely provide the things in a solution. So you can delegate like as a human junior engineer. That's the level of, or a junior expert in any area currently the task. So that's something that you may want to think about. So one thing we need to think about with all this is how do we go into leveraging this. Try to look for every opportunity to the way you learn something is by doing it. So try to look for every opportunity to leverage this and try it out. And again, in another minute, I'm going to go into demos now. So sorry, I'm just going to give you an idea about like where we need to think about, how we need to think about of all these things. Right? Everything is going to change, and you need to push the system, try it out for every hard problem that you have. Let's say your kid is having some study issues, or your kid is having a particular problem, or your grandkids are having some problems. Give it and then have it research for it. And how do you do and all? And I'm going to explain it. So, I mean, for engineers, if you want, you can. There is this whole AI champion leadership and all that guidance that I'm going to give pointers to that you can look into, and you can try to think about how everything will be automated. Think of if you have a task and you want to automate it, you may want to think of meta task about why did the task come up with? Can you automate that source of that has created this task in the first place? So it's more and more. Meta we are going in the sense we're not going directly. So how do you really educate yourself? There are like very good channels that give you like a 30-minute per week updates about what is going on in it. So those things will be really helpful. And there's one, I'm going to provide you this slide deck with the links to as well to follow up those things. It helps you to understand what is going on in the AI world without actually spending, or I'm going to spend like all my day for understanding it. So you should follow these kind of very small 30-minute things about what is going on in AI. How do I practice those things? So that will really help you to get up to date about this. And I mean, this is for engineers, and there's like a lot of other examples that are there. But for really, if you want to go deeper into technological stuff, I provided some links. And then there is this whole thing called Vibe coding. You might heard about it, where it can create an app for you just if you give a natural language thing. But that's not just for Vibe coding. You have Vibe designing, Vibe problem solving, Vibe everything, Vibe debugging, Vibe anything Vibe is now available with AI. So think about it is like leveraging those new advancements as we move from like simple things to like very complex things. With this, I'm going to go into the demo mode now. So I'm going to start with I have a small curriculum about what I wanted to present. I will start going in one by one into all those aspects. Just give me 1 minute while I set up the things. So this is kind of will help you to navigate. And if you are like brand new to like a really advanced user, still it will be very helpful. First of all, I don't know how many of you know about this thing called 1-800 chat GPT. So 1-800 ChatGPT is the easiest way to use AI on the go. You just call it and start talking to it. And then the second thing is you can also 1-800 ChatGPT add it as your WhatsApp buddy. It's a number, right? So you can add the number and then you can chat with it. So these are two things that normally folks may not be knowing that you don't need to have a computer to talk to the AI. But this is something that you can actually tell everybody as well, right? In the sense that I don't know what is the equivalent number in various countries, but at least in US, it's called 1-800 ChatGPT. It allows you to, talk to it and any person. It's all free completely. So whatever level he is, he can go and get advice on anything he wants by using 1-800 ChatGPT. That's the first thing that I wanted to let everybody know about it. The other thing is you may want to think about do I need to always talk to AI in typing? No, you don't need to. The all the Android operating system and all, you have ChatGPT app and a Gemini app, etc. So you can install it and you can use the voice mode there, and you can directly talk to it. You don't need the modality of only typing that you need to do. So you can install ChatGPT, Gemini, and all the other apps. So that's the second thing. You don't need to really type it. Normally, I never type stuff nowadays. I just use the voice mode because I don't I'm becoming lazy to type it. I can speak very fast and ask whatever I need, and then the model will return back instantly. So that's the second thing that I would recommend you install these apps on all your mobile phones, and then start using the voice mode and all the advanced features that are there. That's the second thing. Then the third thing is the modality. You may say, okay, is this the only thing that I can use? We can no, it's a lot more. So if you go to aistudio.google.com, there is this thing called the stream option on the left side. There you can obviously talk. You can say something and then have the model learn. Or second thing is you can show your video and then you can say, hey, I want to you know, I want to do something, etc. You can show, you can gesture, you can tell like I more like in a visual fashion. You can tell what you want to do, and you can ask the model like solve me this problem, right? Sometimes it is very difficult to express. You may have an object that you want to show the model and then do that. So that's the stream mode option that is available. So then that second thing we have is the last thing we have is, let's say you are in a, let's say, spreadsheet app and you really don't know how to do certain things. You know that it can do it, or maybe you don't even know that there's an advanced feature. What you can do is you can share your screen here and share your screen, do something, and then talk. You can do all of them parallelly. You don't need to do one of it like that. And then ask like, how do I use it? Let's say you are opened up Adobe Photoshop and you don't know how to use Photoshop. You just share your screen and then ask the model to tell like, what should I do next? So this is like a very important aspect that many times you have a lot of softwares and it's very difficult to use. So you can leverage this to really, ask like if you get stuck in computers, anything that you have. This is the next thing. So what the other things that you can do is, I don't know how many of you know that, you can, let's say there's a 1 hour YouTube video and you don't have time to watch all that things. You can upload the you provide the link to the YouTube video and then ask it like what are the main things, etc. that you can do. So that is another thing. You can upload any file, any spiritual file, any kind of complicated things that you have, any languages. It learns like it understands 130 languages, etc. So you can upload any file you want and you can kind of like get into and ask any questions about the file. So this is like, various means that people may not understand how to use it. The next thing is, okay, uh, what are the levels of chats that you can do? So there is this model that is there, chat model that you can pick. There are many apps to enter into it. There is the chat.openai.com, which is the ChatGPT app, and there is the Gemini.google.com, which is the Gemini app. And then there is this AI Studio, which is like the experimental playground for all kind of latest stuff that is happening from Google. So in ChatGPT app, one of the things that you may want to think about is there is this thing called auto thinking and different models like instant thinking, pro model, etc. Pro is only for like $20 paid people, but thinking model is really good already. So where do you use for what? Like, if you have very basic questions, you can use auto mode. If you have like more complicated questions, you think that it is complicated problem, then you can go to the thinking mode. Same thing with the Gemini, you have different models here. If you want to answer instantly, don't have the model think a lot. You'll use what is called as flash model. Otherwise, you will do like, the pro model, which is like, it does a lot of thinking. So this is what will solve this jagged intelligence problem in the sense like, it solves if you have a problem, it tries to methodically as an expert does, they dissect the problem, divide and conquer, come up with a lot of thinking and critiquing itself, and finally coming up with a final solution. So that's kind of a different modes that you can use here to write it up. The other thing you can think about is, there are these things called tools here. Say, let's say you want to do a deep research on a particular topic across the internet. So just say deep research and say a topic of like, the latest technology or let's say gardening, right? And then want to make the model do more stuff, it will take quite a bit of time, but this is something that is available on your fingertip. You can come back after some time and it will generate a full report for you and all. I'm going to show you some example reports that I have generated with that. The other thing which is very important is called guided learning, which is very interesting. So let's say you want to learn, let's say Sanskrit or something like that. Let me create a new chat, and then you can say, I want to have a guided learning. This is also coming up very nice. Like, there are some workflows of how to teach somebody the things, and they have scientifically took all that, and then they built it into a workflow here. So let's say I want to say, I want to learn Sanskrit using Telugu medium. Uh, I already know Hindi because I know the letters and all, right? So then it will go on and give you like a very good curriculum about how to do that, and it step by step explains you and all that stuff. So you want to learn some new skill or learn some spirituality or something, anything you want to do, it can do all these things properly. And then, let's say I say, uh, then it will start giving you the curriculum and all that stuff in various languages that you have, and you can proceed with that kind. That same thing is available in the other thing to note here is there are these various models that are available that you can choose, that you can leverage it. What what is 1 minute, I'm not this thing. So on the right side here, you can see, sorry, I'm trying to move this window a little bit up. On the right side, you will see like now, how do you select various models that you want, etc. in the AI Studio. I'm just giving you like 2 or 3 examples of what you can do with this for you to understand. There's a special model called learning model that you can use, but that is already graduated into the overall Gemini or Google. So it starts going into like explaining, and this session goes on and on. You can go back and do the session whenever you want and learn. And this is like a guided learning for anything that you want. So that's another thing that you have. Then you can have like a mini apps created with Canvas where when you ask some question, it will create an app for you, and then you can navigate the app going forward and use it. That's called mini app creation. And obviously, you can create videos, images, and all that stuff with the models, right? So this is like very basic skills that you may want to learn about, and before you get into like more deeper things. Let me go back to my original schedule. Okay, so what this is the first step, right? I mean, understanding the capabilities, and these UI tools are being changed every week. There are new updates going on, so keeping up to date. There are some really good videos of masterclass of using AI Studio or Gemini or all those. I would like you to take like half an hour. They will tell you like all these superb capabilities that are there, how you can learn, and how do you leverage all this for your work essentially, right? Or like whatever you want to do. So now let's talk about like a little bit more about how do you use this AI properly for doing the stuff? Let me open a different way. One is like, obviously the simplest thing you can do is, write a funny poem, unique poem. This is like everybody knows in Telugu for kids. Uh, and it will generate something funny for you with all these things in whatever way you want to do. These are like very simple questions that you can ask. Any creative questions, any complex creative questions, you can say, uh, generate me a palindrome of this much length or extremely complex poem, and you can give some examples to it. That's one way to think about it. The other way I normally also do use AI is called imitation learning. Imitation in learning is, let's say you found a YouTube video which gives really good guidance about how to use AI. What you can do is you can add that YouTube video in here and then say, hey, AI, imitate this. Sorry, I'm trying to see how I can this window. To see how I can move my window into a different location. It's like maybe that's so too bad. So what I will do is, let's say somebody gives you a really good guidance to do something in YouTube. You upload that YouTube video. You upload this YouTube video,
वेट
and
करने
then
को बोला है
ask it to follow that guidance. You don't need to tell AI again, like, hey, I want to, this
अरे
guy has
वो
given me some procedure. I want you to follow. Don't need to do that. You can just upload that YouTube video link here. Just provide the YouTube video link and then have the model, provide you the, it will follow that. So what this means, you have a document, let's say you got a KPMG or like, McKinsey document of how to do things, a PDF, right? You can upload the PDF to it and then say, follow this document and then solve my problem. So that's another thing that I found it very useful. It's called vibe imitation. You can make AI imitate a particular standard operating procedures or very complex procedures by just uploading it and then working with it. So that's another tip that I wanted to give you, in the sense that, you don't need to tell what need to happen to the AI. You can, if you already have a video that you found is very useful, you can use it directly. The other thing that is very helpful is called something called Notebook LM. All these are like free resources that you can use. Notebook LM is something that is super powerful. It's a notebooklm.google.com. So let's say, you have a YouTube channel and you want to I'm trying to move my window. Does anybody know what is the key code in Windows to move the window? Because I cannot even select my window bar. I'm like very frustrated with this Microsoft window movement thingy. I can ask AI. So,
Vijay, are you trying to share one window or entire?
I'm sharing one window, but I want to move it on the left, and it doesn't allow me to move.
Yeah,
Let
you
me do
need to
one thing. Let
share.
me stop
Yeah.
share and quickly go back and try to move it. Basically, on the top, you will select something and then go right. That's what I'm trying to do.
No, you do advanced share advanced portion of the screen. Then you share the full screen. Then it will show all the windows. Okay, whichever the window you're jumping around.
Share full screen.
Yeah, are you sharing screen or application? You have both
A
options.
window. I'm sharing a window.
Yeah, you should do screen if you can.
No,
The
do
first
you
option.
folks know how to move a window? It's like very basic Windows thing. It's not allowing me to. Let me create a new window. Let me create a new window.
Yeah, Vijay, you can do Alt Tab, then you can switch between the windows, and you can do that.
I think it's more like, how do I move the window was a problem for me. No, anyway, I got it. I got around that. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to get back to this a new window. Let me present. Sorry about the glitch. So what I was looking for is I want to move like the window around, and I was not able to move. Anyway, so Notebook LM is a really godsend, I would say, feature from Google that is available for anybody. So you can create a new notebook and you can upload any topics that you want. Think of it like a repository of knowledge that you want to do, right? So you can say, I want to upload a file that I want note information on, or you want to, provide a, let's say, a website that you want the model to learn data from, or a YouTube video. But these are all good, but let's say I don't want to do that. I want to Google search some information, let's say AI engineering videos or something like that I view. And then you can have the model go and fetch all these and then add it to the knowledge base directly. So this is very useful. You can select all and then you say import, or you can select whatever you want and then import the things. You can also add a lot of YouTube videos as well and all. So once you add this, then now you created a repository of things that of your own personal information or like internet information, etc. And then you can start, generating some mind map of all that stuff. which is like a mind map of, it will do it in a minute, and then a briefing doc and a study guide. All these things can be done. In addition, it can do a audio overview, like a podcast about all the things. And then you have the video overview. So it can also do a video, and you can download this, you can publish it into YouTube and all that stuff. So this is a very powerful tool that allows you to aggregate latest knowledge, and you can directly use it and generate insights. Now you can go and type that in this, saying that what are the most counterintuitive things for using AI engineering. Basically, you want to know like what is you can ask any kind of questions, and based on this knowledge, it is going to provide you the information. So this is like a customized coach where you can put, like, for example, you have 100 stock trading books, you just put it in here, and then you get back the results directly. Or you have like you have a YouTube channel. Let's say there is a channel which is very popular in YouTube called AI Engineer. Like, how do you leverage AI to do various things, development or etc. Right? So they go to this channel now. There are like a lot of videos here. Oh, these are all great. I want to learn about all these things. What is happening with AI engineering and all. But it's difficult for you to copy paste all this. There is this plugin that is available, which called uh, uh, link grabber. You can install this link grabber, and then you can say, hey, get me all the links in this. And then it's going to get you all these links that in this format. Just I'm showing you the link grabber thing. And then you just take like, okay, I want, it can, you can select up to 200 videos that you have here. And then just, go to the notebook LM and just create a new notebook and say, I want to, you don't need to tell it, even if it's a video, you just say like, website links and then insert. So in a particular channel, there are 200 videos, and you want to learn all the content about that videos in there, you can just insert it into the notebook in one go. And then now you have a expert on AI engineering ready. So you can create a textbook here if you want. You say, write me a textbook on this, or explain me the top best practices, or whatever it is. It is all there, and or you can have an overview. So looking at various knowledge in YouTube or everywhere, and how do you take all that and then turn it into uh, a mentor who is expert in that area, and then you can directly start using those things. So that is like another powerful thing that you have, and you can ask any kind of questions. Now you can take this, and then there are like APIs that you can use to further say, I want to make decision making. Here is the knowledge base I have created. Use this knowledge base to do the decisions for me. So that's another very powerful tool that is available here for you to do. So this is the next level of use of LLM. The next thing I wanted to do is, these are all good. Agents are there and all. I really don't know how to create the agent myself, and I don't want to. I want to use natural language to create the agent. There is this thing that is released from Google called Opal. So what Opal does is it allows you to create a very complicated step-by-step agent using natural language. You don't need to really know programming and all that stuff. And these agents will have like various kind of tools that are there that this can let me show you an example. Right? This is an example of a agent that it has created. It looks like very complicated in the screen and all that stuff, but it's not complicated at all because I haven't created it manually. I created it using AI. So you can provide here information saying step 1 do this, step 2 do this, step 3 do this, etc., etc., etc. And then it is going to create a workflow for you. Now you can go and examine your workflow, say, okay, here, this is what is happening. You can select, okay, I want to use a particular model. Okay, this particular task in the workflow requires a lot of thinking, or I want it to do deep research. So you can do deep research here for this. You can go and change it here. You can execute the task, or you can go very complicated things as well here. So what it allows you to do is this brings application development to any masses. So once you create this application, let me give an example, right? So that people will have a more better understanding of what I'm talking about. So one of the problems that people have is coming up with really good prompts for LLMs. So maybe what you should have is a way to ask a LLM to do the task of coming up with a prompt for the LLM, right? So I came up with a bunch of very simple instructions to the LLM saying that, hey, you are an expert prompt engineer. I'm not expert in writing prompts. You are expert in writing prompts. And you can say particular model. I want it for Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever it is. And then I will give you a very high level task. What do you do when you give delegate a task to somebody? What a person will do? Generally, he will start with identifying is he the right person? Who is the right person for this? Let's say I want you to research on, let's say, pancreatic cancer. Okay, so first you need to identify who is the expert. There should be a PhD or yeah, post MD doc on this. So the model should identify what the persona is. Then you need to also know all the industry's best practices and methodology. Oh, that guy want to do in a random way. No. You want to actually, let's say you're doing a consultation task. You want to get the best industry practices of KPMG or McKinsey to get those things, right? So you gather that information. We are talking about meta programming here. Meta in the sense we're not giving the task directly. We are asking the model to come up with a plan for solving a task by following the things, and then you tell me the plan essentially. So follow industry best practice and methodologies. Then you say you craft a prompt for me. You are not asking the model to solve the problem. You are asking the model to generate the prompt for you using the best practices of engineering and research. Then you'll say you want to run this prompt. And then after you run the prompt, you want to critique. That's another important thing with AI, right? It goes and searches from web a lot of information and then gathers and creates a perfect, response. But maybe there are some biases in there. So you may want to critique. You want to do a round of critiques saying, okay, I have a PhD guy who has done pancreatic cancer research. Now I want a professor to come and critique that guy, saying did he do right or not, and improve the thing. So you say I want to refine this output and improve the response, and then finally provide. Okay, all this is great. Now I don't want technical jargon. Provide me an executive summary. Provide me a stunning HTML output with all the stuff. So this is my thing. This is like I wrote down this saying that this is the recipe that I will use for any complicated task I want AI to solve. Now what I can do is I can take this. This is a workflow. Now I can take this and go to here, and in Opal you say I want to create a new workflow for me, and I'm going to give you the step-by-step things here, and then create a workflow for me. So the moment you do this, what happens is it takes your steps and creates the nice workflow that you saw let me get like the other bring it to this window of what all I think I created a while back. So here is an example of something that I created using the same thing. There are different things here. So I gave a task to this saying that, hey, my high school kid is having memory problems or something, and I want you to help me out with something. I gave a very high level task. I will show you how I gave the task, but here is the output. I want to show you the output first. You also, there is the editor mode and the app mode. You go into the app mode. So,
Hey, Vijay,
yes.
You're not sharing your screen for the last
sorry.
few minutes. Yeah.
No, he is sharing the screen. I can see it. Maybe something wrong with
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Am I sharing the right window?
Yeah, you're sharing. You're
Sharing is okay.
Yeah,
Is
Vijay,
okay?
we are seeing your Opal screen where you're showing the enhancing memory part.
Still going on. It takes like 2 minutes to generate the workflow for this, right? I'm going to give you all these things later as resources. And people can share it out. And I did it in the morning, and I gave a task like my 10-year whatever high school student has problems, and how do you go, and some random task I took, right? And then it gives you like a kind of a report after going through the expert research and all that stuff. But more importantly, you may want to see it like where is that go? Lose it. So you can see the various steps it is taking, what is the prompts that it is using, and all that stuff. This is like I just lost the window. I pressed the wrong button and I lost the window. But each of these whatever workflow you gave, it generated this workflow related steps, and it generated all the prompts for you. And this will generate like and you can execute it and then get the results, and you can see what is happening in step by step here on all this, and then finally you can run this, right? Let's say,
Soha,
like
time to go.
I'm putting some kind of a task to it, saying that, hey, here is the problem. And then it goes through the process that we talked about, which is, it goes and says, oh, you give me a task. Let me go and identify the best persona who can solve the problem, the industry best practices and methodologies, and all. It has created the workflow for you, and it's going to do this whole thing and generate a nice report, the report that I showed you earlier, right? So what this means is, and you can control each of the nodes. Oh, I want to use the best model for this task. I want to plan. I want to do like fast model. I want the result to be very quick or something. Once you trigger this and then it executes the task, you get back the results, and then you can go into and see. And you can see like what it is doing at each step as well. So, and it is running each task and what is happening in here. Right? So for my task, it says, oh, maybe I should hire like a education psychologist for doing this. And how do the education psychologists should operate? Like, you should use the industry best practices of how you do it. And then it goes and explain all this it is doing by itself, right? For the task that I give. So think about, whenever you're using AI, don't give the AI the task. Give the AI a meta task of solving your task, and then let it come up with a strategy for solving your task, and then apply the strategy and generate your final report. Those kind of things you can do with this kind of, opal kind of thing. So I'm not an AI engineer, not a programmer. I don't know. I did programming long time back. You don't need to do all that. All I did is I pasted this whole thing here, and then it comes up with, sorry, it's like a little bit, beta quality. So sometimes it gives the error, but it generates this whole workflow for you, and you can go and customize. You can actually drag and drop, move the nodes. You can create a new node and all, just like a workflow that you do, but you don't have time to do all that things. All you need to say is, I have a bunch of steps. AI come up with the things. I will review as a supervisor whether you are doing whether the steps are correct or not, and then generate the things. So this is how you can create what is called as mini apps for your life, and you can play with it. And you can, the other thing you can do is you can share these apps. You can to others, or you can remix the apps. They have a lot of apps that people have shared here. So book recommendation is an app. So this is like somebody has done it, and then you can use it directly, or you can remix and modify. So now you are in a world where you can leverage this extremely advanced technology, where each node can leverage the best model with the best knowledge of the world that is available, right? And then you can and then you can build your own custom apps for all these things. So, and also this is not just taking input. Now you may say, oh, input. What is the input going to be? Input can be any multi-model. You can apply here. If you go and run the app, you can run it like this in the app mode in a full screen, or you can run it in editor mode. But if you run this app, the input here, you may think, oh, it's only text. No, you can give all these things. You can add a YouTube video. Let's say you take a YouTube video and then say, from this YouTube video, I want to do XYZ follow up on this. So you can add that, and you can add any Google document or drawing, etc. So what does this mean? This means that extremely complicated things that you can think of, like I want this to do A, B, C, D, just type it out. It will create an app for you. And then you can just start using the app directly, and then you can share it out and remix. This is a very powerful thing that will be very useful. Now, two things to remember, right? One is like you can upload any complicated knowledge and a large number of URLs or videos or anything, and then have this whole thing generated for you. And you can see like what it has generated. It generates like audio overview, video overview, everything that is available here. Also, it will generate what is called as a mind map. This is something that you not normally learn when you are doing, you create like your own notes of how to learn this, right? So you will say like created an AI agent mind map, and then it gives you like, what is the whole thing about agents and all. You can go deeper into this, and you can go into this area and then ask more questions about it, and so on. So you can learn in a very principled fashion any domain you want. So this is like the learning part, or the understanding or asking. Like you can ask like, using all this knowledge of these experts. Now tell me like, how do I do that? So if you have seen the movie Avatar, there is this thing called, Tree of Souls, where there is this tree where all the elders, brains are all there in that in their planet, and then you go and same here, right? You just shove in all this knowledge, and then you have the elders' brains. You can put all kind of, let's say, it is 150 languages, so you can put all your spiritual topics that you are interested into, like Bhagavad Gita, everything in there, and then ask whatever you want, or if your technical stuff or anything you can ask. So that's just imagine the power at your fingertips of and you need to do it if the model doesn't already know. The model already knows the entire Vedas, astrology, everything that is there. You don't need to do anything like that. It can do answer it like directly. Right? So this is one mode that I wanted to share with you of building your own apps, complicated workflows with AI is so easy to be able to do this kind of things, right? And it helps you with uh, uh, coming up with your own custom things that you may not be able to express the AI. Then once you have this, you can share it with your friends, or you can sell it, or whatever way you want, the whole thing. But the key aspect is the meta prompting. Meta prompting means that you don't want to write the prompt. You want the model to come up with the best prompt because you're not an expert. Again, let's say Prashna Shastra, right? Where you haven't read Prashna Shastra, you don't know how to ask questions to AI, right? How do you do that? You want to conjure an expert like who can ask questions and ask the model to do the questions for you, right? So that is kind of what is a key thing that you need to understand overall on how you can think about. The next level of a thing is like there are these tools that are available called lovable.dev, where you can say, hey, build me a website, build me this thing, build me an app, etc. And then build me a website for mental health. Copy the best UX existing website for this. You don't need to tell like, hey, I need you to use this kind of UI style and all. Just ask it to copy the existing thing, right? So, and then you log in and it will do its work. I mean, just, and it will generate a nice website and you can go and change it. So we are now in a world where you can create full applications, everything completely free. And this is like one of the agent. The other agent this is like a app generation agent, but there are like general purpose agents. One general purpose agent is called manage.ai. So manage.ai, you can ask any question, like, find me the cheapest thing or whatever it is, or you can build even apps. In this case, I built a AI powered app. I said there's a to-do list. I have a to-do tasks, but I don't want to, uh, uh, I don't want a simple to-do list. Every task that I give, it has to augment with AI a lot of information on the task so that I can go and instantly go and see, okay, how do I do this task properly? It's a to-do list, AI powered to-do list that I can do. You can and I gave a very simple prompt for doing it, and it generated the prompt, and you can publish this app now on the web and test it out on the web, how this to-do list works, right? So there are this second level of application developments, the basic application developments, very complicated general purpose tasks that are available like manage.ai, etc. That is there that you can use. Now you may say, okay, I'm lost. I still don't know what to do. I need some really good, simple help for this. You can go to prompt generation tools that are available from every vendor, like Gemini or Anthropic or ChatGPT, where you can say, I want you to create me a directly. And then you can give what is the prompt you want to create, and it will create the prompt for you. Or generative prompt is a better one, right? Generative prompt is like learn or like say something about like how trees grow or something like that. You just and then say generate, and it will generate a big prompt for you. This is the other way to think about how to use this, right? So the other thing I wanted to talk about is there are certain special apps that are there that will, in addition to using this, which are specializing in certain things. Let's say I want to create PowerPoint slides. The PowerPoint slides should be super good, and I don't have time to do it. And there is something called, Gamma.app, where I give this prompt saying how to be productive with AI in 2025. And that's all I give, and then say run, and then it generates me this kind of a PowerPoint slides with all this stuff done. So this is one. Then there is another thing that is called let's say you want to come up with a really good visuals for your text. There is an app for that called napkin.ai. So where you give some text or some kind of things, and it will generate like stunning visuals. Like it will generate all these kind of different visuals that is there, and you can just copy paste this image and put it in your things, right? So there are these specific domain specific apps that are available now for doing one task. They do really one task, but they do it in so well that they are like experts in doing it. So you can leverage those kind of things, right? And each of these are like editable and change them and modify them and customize them as well. The other thing I recommend to do is like there is this whole uh, a few capabilities sites that I normally go to for learning, especially in the Gen Media side. There is this channel called AI Search. It talks about the capabilities. Like let's say you want to create photographs or you want to bring old grandparents photo live with editing and all that stuff. How do you do all that kind of things? There is like this channel that gives you like step-by-step guide about all the capabilities of turning an image to a video or image and text to a video, a bunch of people together with video. You can create all kind of deepfakes, whatever you want, all that kind of things. There's this channel that is available for you to learn. So there are some channels specializing in media generation, some channels specializing in stock trading with AI, some channels specializing. So you should really find those kind of channels and do this things. One tip I have is you can search for this thing like awesome trading bots with AI. The key is GitHub and awesome. These two keywords when you use and then queue some anything, then it will provide you like people are creating repositories of all those things. So you can go and see like awesome crypto trading bots. You get like all kind of information about it. This is like awesome something I said, right? So you can have this kind of list and quickly go over and copy paste all the entire thing to an AI and then say what should I do or something like that, right? So this is another way to gain knowledge. These awesome links are really good because people spend a lot of time to curate these things for you. Make sure that you check that the README file is updated recently, so it's not stale information that is there. So this is another way to get the information for you. The other thing is there is a lot of what do we say? Tutoring academies that are available. OpenAI has recently launched this education website called OpenAI Academy, and they have like very nice curriculum, very easy to digest, simple to digest curriculum about how do you learn AI in like very very quickly. And I would recommend you to look into this. They have how do you become an AI champion and all that stuff, right? ChatGPT fundamentals and all these are like really good courses. The other thing is the courses like this AI for nonprofits. Everybody want to do nonprofit, so you can look into and click on this and have a course for that, right? And then there is a AI literacy. This is another very good course I recommend, right? How do you become a AI expert? It's an 1 hour course. It gives you like very methodically how to do that. There's so many good things in this that you can do. How do you become an AI champion in your community? How do you become an AI champion in your organization? They have like courses, education. They have a spread, set of tasks, etc., that you can learn. So there is a lot of information that is available for you to become an AI expert. You just need to do a kind of, if you want to do think of like you are now landing in a new world where there are all these aliens that are there called AIs. How do you start working with them? How do you start leveraging all these things? And I understand there are like two sets of people. People think AI is all hype, it's all going away. But I trust me, like this time, every indication is saying that it's going to revolutionize, it's going to change how we live completely, right? So how do you be up to date? How do you leverage all these things to use that is up to you to practice these things very, very lightweight. Daily spend like half an hour and we can spend like an hour or a couple of hours and just practice and understand the capabilities and remember where the capabilities are. And that will help you really understand all these things that is happening. Prompting was a big problem before, but now it is easier for you because the model is now thinking model. One of the big change that happened in March of 2025 is the emergence of thinking models. With thinking models, that means like humans, they think a lot before answering the question. The accuracy, the quality of the output, the ability to solve extremely complex problems has gone up like crazy. AI got like math Olympiad, gold medals, international Olympiad gold medals and all. It's not faking. It's like really, really, really advanced. So how do you leverage this technology? Again, imagine you have like how do you leverage the genius is up to you. You can use it for very quick interactions to very complex interactions, or you can build your own apps like this Opal app. These kind of things are very useful in the sense you can give a task and then it will do the task, and you can give how do you become a supervisor of AI is what your goal should be. And how do you use these tools to become supervisor of AI and give some task. And the thing is, all these are asynchronous. You can give 1,000 tasks and 1,000 tasks are happening in the background. You don't need to wait for them to finish. So you need to be more like a multitasker. Multitasker in the sense you have 1,000 AI agents at your disposal, and how do you leverage it? Again, there is like a lot of good. There are 4 frontier models that I want to highlight to you. Rock is a frontier model that's free of cost that you can use. Just give you can select like what type of thing you want and then give. It's from X.AI from Elon Musk. Then we have Claude. Claude is another really good frontier model, and it also has deep research, same way like Grok. And you can select like I want to do extended thinking. I want to you give me like a very long style or explanatory or formal results, etc. There's a lot of options that you may want to learn about it. And you can also add what is called as connectors, where you can connect your Gmail or you can connect your Google Drive, and then it will use that knowledge to be able to do the thing. Same thing is available in OpenAI as well, where you can do chat.openai.com, and then you can add connectors. They added a lot of connectors and all. The other thing that I would like to say where we are going is in OpenAI, in ChatGPT, there is this thing called agent mode. Everybody should start explain. This is how the future will be, right? You can say, find me cheapest fare to India, September, and from SFO, right? And you give this task, and then go and do some other work. It will come back and it will do the things and it's an agent mode I put in. So it's not going to use the, it's going to provision a Linux box, a box for you, a computer for you, in which it will be browser is there and everything. So it's going to use all this stuff and it is going to navigate and do all that work for you. So this is a very important thing now. As a human, you are doing all the tasks. You don't need to do it anymore. You can directly, have the agent do the work for you. You can go and come back and do it. This is a very important option that is available. The second thing that is very useful is recurring tasks. Like you can say, give me latest AI news every day, 7 a.m. in morning. Do and something like that, and then it's going to schedule a task for you now, like sorry, I should have selected instant. And it's going to schedule something and it puts it in and you will get like a notification in the browser saying I have your report today for daily, right? So here it says I send you a concise news roundup at 7 a.m. See, imagine this is a simple task. Now imagine you can give a very complex task and then say daily nighttime you do it and by morning I need you to provide me the report, kind of, right? And it will do that complex task and then it will generate a report for you every day. You don't need to, you are automating part of your life that you normally do. So these are the things that are really, really helpful overall in terms of how you can leverage it, how you can automate your life, how you can recurringly, whatever tasks you do, how do you recurringly automate those things as well overall. So with that, I wanted to stop and wait for questions for overall these things. I wanted to cover like various things like how do I learn from AI, how do I do tasks from AI, and all, how do I use AI properly. So I hope I covered some things. I didn't cover something. Some more things I had in mind is like you want to build a app, custom apps for yourself. Like you can use something called build here, and then I have built a few apps before, and you say like AI augmented to do this. Just provide the single sentence, and it creates an app for you. And then you can go and customize it or do in whatever way you want. And this is like an AI augmented list is available, and you can edit tasks, sorting, and all that stuff. So there's this app building that is also there, where everything is natural language. You can build very complex apps which have internet access, research capability, etc. So there are like many options. So I just wanted to cover a few for you, and so have you. So how do I? I'll provide some kind of a reference guide for a cheat sheet for all of you, like of all the things that I covered, and maybe we can disseminate it later. but there is quite a bit of interesting things happening. People may say, I'm curious, like how this coding and AI and all this is happening. What are the prompts they might have used? Maybe I can learn from that. What happened is all the billion-dollar companies that are there, like Cloud Code and all these, their prompts are all leaked. So you can click on Lovable. Oh, I want to know how that Lovable has created an app for me. So there's a whole app prompt that you can use, and you can directly use this whole prompt and learn from it and create like your own billion-dollar products if you want to do. Like Replit prompts or Replit. These are all the companies that provide like tools. You can get what is their internal prompt, what did they give to GPT to get those things, and those are all available now here. And Cluely is a company which allows you to cheat and all that stuff for exams, so their prompts are also available, right? So Cursor prompts, Devin is another a task uh, company. They charge $500 per month, and then their entire prompt is available. So you can just use this, copy paste it, and ask the model to do some of those things as well, right? So this is another thing that I wanted to know. If you are curious to learn, hey, how did they did the billion-dollar company? Can I do the same myself? You can use these kind of leaker prompts to figure out what they exactly have done. Because people have reverse engineered this stuff. With that, I wanted to open up for questions. Sorry, there are so many chats. I was not even checking the chat. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Vijay Garu. Let's do, there are a number of questions put in the chat room. So
Yes.
maybe like between me and someone from our team, like maybe Praveen. Praveen, you wanted to go over the like some of the questions raised in the chart rather than everyone speaking up?
Yeah, definitely. I think we should let people in order. I think one of the first people who asked the question was Kumar. I don't know if Kumar Kakumanu is there. Wanted to understand and explore application of AI to nature and environment conservation. Kumar, are you on?
Yeah, probably Vijay can answer that question.
Yeah.
I think my suggestion is again, leverage this kind of app, right? And then ask like anything that you want. I'm going to share these apps for you folks, right? And you can actually run it. You can share these apps. I'll share these links also. Any topic that you have, paste it here. So and you need like you need to conjure different personas, nature and preservation and all. This is a wonderful topic. How do I conjure the personas that I need to be able to do that? You can use this prompt that I gave, and then you can say, hey, I want to do this task of like nature conservation. Who should be the person that I need to talk to? What are the experts that I need to conjure? And then how should I ask? And those kind of things, if you provide, then the model is going to come up with its own answer. Just use this workflow that I have, and then ask that question like nature conservation uh, with AI, and then it will run this workflow, and then you get back a very big detailed report about what are the steps that you can do, etc. Right here, what you're doing is you're conjuring a bunch of experts in AI and nature conservation, and then have all of them go and come up with what is the principal plan. Here we are doing. You can select here like do a deep research on any of these things, right? Whatever topics that are there, you can say, hey, maybe I want to do deep research for this particular topic. Let it go and do deep research on it. The possibilities, if you don't want to go to that route, you can just go to Gemini, and then here you can select like I want you to do deep research on nature conservation using AI. In 5 minutes, you will get a report, and you can export that report into your document, and then you can go over. You can further iterate it with it, but it will look into like hundreds of websites for your topic, gather all the information of what is going on with AI, with nature conservation, and then do all that stuff. So it's very simple, easy it has become overall. But then you have like deep research, and then you want to have deep thinking that you can, like in this case, it's an AI application, nature conservation. I started the research. Now here you can select here what is called as deep thinking. Once you gather all the information and it gave you a research about what, then you may want to say, hey, I want to come up with innovative ideas with all this knowledge to do better nature conservation, right? So then
you take this entire document that is generated, put it in the prompt again, and then say, do deep think. And here is my thing. I want you to become like a PhD and think deeply about innovative ideas on how to do this. So that's kind of a workflow that you can come up with. First, do deep research across, and it will do like hundreds of websites in like 5 minutes. It will literally tell you back the summary, and then you move to a deep think where you say, okay, these are all known. I want you to come up with unknown ideas that I have not yet explored and come up with this. Then you use what is called deep think for this. Hope that answered the question.
Thank you, Vijay. I see there are a few questions from Sai Manapragada. Sai, rather than me reading all that, maybe you can unmute yourself and ask those questions to Vijay.
Yeah, I thought that I will never get a chance to talk in this forum. And that's why I sent all this information. While I respect Vijay Irantigaru and his vast experience, what I fail to understand is um, I start with my fifth question is like, for example, WebMD has a lot of false research, and if AI searches it and gives us the results, how can we trust it? Also, can you please provide your link of this speaker talk, which was, presented by Kantiti? So I was also wondering if that is possible. But basically, how does AI differentiate true research versus false research, especially when it comes to research papers? Some of the research papers are not readily available in web, and most of the AI looks at the general web and internet information, and they don't go into the stuff that is not that is actually hidden by the internet, and you have to have login, and then you have to go into those kind of researches like pancreatic cancer researches on the web. Yeah, you can have a lot of information on the WebMD and that kind of stuff, right? So basically, couple of other things I just want to touch up so that he can talk about those things.
So, to just answer your question,
Yes, sir.
all these companies are licensing all the closed journals of the world.
I don't think so, sir.
So,
IEEE will not license you.
if you talk to
I don't think
ChatGPT,
the
OpenAI, and
journal
saying where are you
papers
getting, what are
of
all the
the
things that you are doing and all, right? So sometimes it will be
the health journal papers will not be publicly available.
so yeah, I think there is a lot of licensing deals going on. All these companies like OpenAI and all are getting all that information with proper licensing as well. I understand certain things are extremely closed, but
No,
I
the
think
state
there's
of the art
a lot of,
research
I
is
think
not
we are talking
available.
about like, a $500 billion company, OpenAI. They can
Sure.
spend,
I mean,
they can
it can
buy
be,
these companies.
even a, 1 trillion, 1 trillion company. It doesn't matter. My point here is that information that I am getting is what I am worried about. And if you're giving me a false information based on the AI prompts and all the other stuff, and then by the way, one of the other stuff I refer to you is most of the stuff that you have shown us is nothing but Google prompts. I can go to Google prompt and then ask the same thing and I get the same thing. And then they have the Google AI, right? I don't have to go into specialized apps to get all this information. So all you have
I
done
think
is today give
maybe
us.
your whole question is
Let me
premising on
just
you are
finish my
using the
point, and
cheapest,
then you can answer.
easiest AI, right? So that's not a good AI. The one that you do in AI search, perplexity and
Understood.
all,
Understood.
that's a very basic AI. They cannot scale this deep AI to
Understood.
billions and billions of requests, though they use like some substandard, some easy, simple ones, right? So remember, what you see that can give you a lot of false impression about what AI, how poor the AI is doing, right?
That
So
is what you're
you pick
saying
the one
today.
that is in
But
the
my
AI
point.
search that you're seeing, right? Those may not be the right one to do. And regarding your question about how do I trust this, right? you have to apply critiques. Like, how do you trust somebody's research? You will bring in an expert panel.
If I
And the
have to
expert
do
panel are going to
critique,
zoom in and do
I'm
that
sorry,
thing.
I don't want to talk over you, but if I have to use critique, then why am I using AI? If I have to finally analyze the data myself,
No, you're
what is
not. You are
AI
going to
doing?
use AI to analyze
It
the
is
data.
just like Google, right?
No, AI, there's an AI critique. So you have to make AI put various hats onto it. So this workflow that I'm showing, it has a critique in it. And the critique will be like,
Okay, I understand that. And my last point, if you may
so you
permit
make the
me.
AI is such a large, like it's a multiple trillion parameters models, right? So you can make a particular subset of the knowledge as active, and then they only put wear the hat of critique, and then they critique whatever is the research is there. So you have to come up with that kind of workflows, as I mentioned, and then have these AI critiques come with different hats and critique your research. That's kind of
Okay,
how you do it. You
I
don't,
heard that. I did not understand that completely, but I know that you have a point over there. But uh,
this
this
whole,
presentation has to should have been like to present various apps. All you have done is how they work, right? We already have that info.
No,
No,
sir, not we actually. No, I don't have that.
Vijay
A
Garu,
lot of
one
people do not
second.
have info.
Yeah, 1 second, team. So first of all, I disagree with the comments being made here. I personally learned a
Okay.
lot. I was not aware of some of the tools that you shared, like the Notebook LM,
Oh,
Opal,
they're
etc.
everywhere on
So
the
one
internet. I
second,
mean,
Sai,
all you
please
have
don't
to do
speak
is there are
over.
AI apps, and then they'll
Sai,
give you
please, can you hang
1,000
on?
apps.
This is a moderated session. This is a very professional setting.
Sure.
Let's please respect each other.
Oh
Please
no,
don't
I'm
speak
completely
over.
respecting you. You talked over me, so I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I did not. So let me just, as a moderator, let me just take over. So, Mr. Vijay, can you please share your full thought on this before you're spoken over? Go ahead.
example, right? You don't want to give a bone to a dog. You want to, there's a saying, right? You want to make the dog learn how to do the tricks
Well,
itself, not
who is the
teach it
dog
kind of
and
thing.
who is the bone? I don't want
No,
to
I'm
talk
not talking.
about
I'm
that.
just giving an example. Please don't
No,
take it.
don't do that example,
You
right?
folks
Because that
are
is a
very elder to
very
me, so I have a lot of
obnoxious
respect for you.
example.
So I'm just giving a metaphor here. I'm not. What I'm saying is my talk.
It's
My
a bad
talk about
metaphor.
this. I'm talking about my talk, right? It's about how do you learn to make the AI do what you have in your mind. How do you make the AI read your mind and do it properly is the goal of the task, right? And I want everyone, and I'm a dog myself, right? I mean, let's put it that way. Right? I want to be very humble here, right? So the point I'm trying to make is uh, how do you learn how to ask AI what you have in mind is the goal of this presentation. And what you have in mind may be very complicated. You may want to come up with very complicated prompts and all, and you want to validate what AI is doing. And to your point exactly is where I explain to you, explain this whole concept of don't trust what AI is doing. Have AI run a bunch of rounds of critique on it, and then decide. And you are the examiner. How do you become a supervisor versus driver of AI? And that's the goal I wanted to get to. How do you give the task to AI? How do you give the workflow to AI? And how do you verify that the AI is doing the right thing for you as a side expert or something? That should be the goal of this presentation. It's not about I become like a slave to AI and continuously ask that AI. Instead, like you need to be a supervisor of AI. And how do you do that is what we are trying to do here. Again,
Vijay,
I want to make sure that with all, I'm like, all the folks here are very, very elder than me in many ways. So I started by saying like Endaro Mahan Baulu, and that's what I mentioned. Right? I want to be as humble.
అది ఓకే
So
అదంతా
anyone,
ఓకే వీఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఓపెన్ డిస్కషన్ అంతే
let me stop here. We have a number of people here. They have
మాట్లాడండి
different
నేను
persons.
మాట్లాడలేదు కదా.
Okay, thank you, Sai. Let's go on to the next topic. Praveen, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you only. Vijay
Sai
Iriti
and
garu, thank you for responding to me. I really appreciate it.
Sai, if
Thank
you
you.
have any further questions, please talk to Vijay offline.
తప్పకుండా I will get
Connect
back.
with him. Okay, let's respect everybody's time, and there's so many people
No,
waiting in the line
definitely.
for
See, you
questions.
should also
Thank you so
respect
much.
me, kada, because I am
No,
asking
we do.
questions.
Let's close it. Thank you very much, Vijay. Yeah,
So,
thank
thank
you.
you
Bye.
only. Okay, bye. And bye, and I'll be on mute.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay. go on. Let's have the next question. Praveen, you want to read the next question? We'll like have another few questions answered, then we can close the session.
Yeah, Vivo, you said you wanted to see a quick demo of a small event with AI generated. I think we saw some examples of the workflow generation, but Vivo, did you have a specific question? Okay, Kanteti, Satya, do you have a question? Okay, Srini Bhattu, I think you had a question about some of the other topics like cooking, gardening, etc.
Hey, Vijay, Srini, how are you? I missed your first part of it. I know we talked before. So I just want to go over some non-technical use cases, voice and video, day-to-day use cases, cooking, gardening, dressing for events. What I wrote is preparing for speeches. So can you just elaborate a little bit, Vijay?
I think there is a, if you want to have like your own voice conversation, sorry, speech improvement or like, anything, you should be able to leverage AI to do those kind of tasks very easily. You just have to, again, tell like, this is the persona and I want to improve. There's a lot of chat GPT prompting books that are available. And there's also index of that. I'll share with you some of those things. But it all depends on the workflow that you want to do. For cooking and all, obviously, you can create a storybook for cooking. For example, I want to show you this Gemini storybook, like, how to cook vindaloo in or something like that, and it will generate like an end-to-end storybook for this, right? So that is the where you're asking information to with like audio, video, everything. It generates a whole video for you for this. Right? This is the latest thing from Gemini that is available, and it's going to generate the, where is the storybook? It's supposed to storybook. It has to generate.
Vijay, just using video and voice only, no typing. For housewives, seniors, things like, you know what I'm talking, right? For example, I will tell, okay, if you need to cook, right? We share a picture or video of fridge and let it come up with a thought, okay?
I mentioned it in the original
in
talk.
the beginning?
Maybe you missed it, which is like streaming here. So you can say, here is my webcam, and then show whatever you want and ask whatever question you want, right? And here is my voice, and then you can share your screen as well, saying, hey, I found this interesting website. I cannot, I think there's a problem with like sharing multiple things here. But because I'm in a Zoom presentation, but you can click on this and then share your any screen, just like Zoom sharing, you share, and then you can ask any questions saying what's happening here, kind of, right? So that's all possible with AI. Is this what you're looking for? Like,
Yeah, so I think if you covered, no further questions. I
this
have
is the webcam, but
second
you click
question.
on webcam and then you can show like, hey, I'm cooking. This is like roasted. Do you think it is doing is correct or not? You can use a phone also. There's a phone app for this. You can just click on webcam and then say, hey, I'm sharing you what is happening. Can you help me? Am I cooking properly or am I doing properly? You can ask all that kind of voice and all that stuff directly in there.
So
It's called the
Srini, I think
streaming
one
mode
more
of the.
pointer that we heard was that 1-800 chat GPT is available for voice. Like while you're driving, you can call and ask. So it's like a voice processing, natural language processing algorithm that OpenAI has.
Thanks,
Go ahead,
Prasad.
Srini. You had your next question?
The next question is, I converse a lot with ChatGPT, Vijay, okay? So is there any research? Basically, the question is, can this replace a human companion or act like a psychotherapist? Along those lines, okay? So is there any research done, ChatGPT, voice communication, uh, doing any kind of therapeutic thing like that? Because there are not that many people are listening to our thoughts, okay? But ChatGPT can listen endlessly. So is there any research or just I want to go over that voice thing, Vijay, if you have some ideas.
So I think there is a lot of negative research that came in that, oh, ChatGPT convinces you to do this, that, and all. but I would do it in a positive way. I mean, somebody want to create an PR article and that's why they are putting negative research. That's kind of what is happening. You should always think about like, if you have the right system prompt. The other thing I didn't mention to you folks is like what is called as a ChatGPT system prompts. You can have in the configuration here in the setting, the system prompts where you can configure like, what type of uh, person or personality you want the AI to be. Once you configure it, it will try to be that personality. So generally, when you are looking into that kind of conversations, like, mental health or spirituality and all, you may want to set up a proper system prompt with what is the persona of the bot that you're talking to. Then it will try to behave in that fashion. So same thing, Grok has like really any kind of system prompts that you can use for doing conversations, etc. So you need to configure it appropriately. So configuring it is a big is a big deal in general. And one thing I wanted to highlight here is the YouTube video I wanted to show here, which is yeah. So there is a whole small session on how to configure ChatGPT properly and all that stuff. I'll provide you this link about this. This is a great example about like, how do you personalize the bot or AI for your needs. It talks about the whole things, and I'll share with you folks to look into that. So that will help you to tune it before you ask it. Versus general purpose, it can ask you something.
Yeah, I think thanks, Vijay. I'll just share one example. For my son's birthday, just earlier this month, last month, everything from going from home to attending, buying a tuxedo, everything I shared with ChatGPT. Like even like if you have Indian dress, what is the right kind of shoes? Okay, it tells everything. Okay, so you and we always says that before we think and write, talk to ChatGPT. Okay, just for other people, right? I think that helps a lot. Okay, thanks for a very good presentation.
Yeah, I think the main thing is how do you use it as a mentor or a guide for everything. So that's kind of will help. You have your own taste and your own idea, but how do you enhance it with ChatGPT is the most important thing. Yes.
Thank
I think
you.
that planning can be great. I gave some idea about the ChatGPT agent demo, but that's an example, right? It can do all kind of research for you and come back with a plan for you.
Yeah. I think you should teach a course at JNTUH Hyderabad, Vijay, okay, Kukatpalli campus. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you're next time you go to Hyderabad, please let one of us know. We can certainly work with our counterparts. We have a director for global alumni affairs. We can work with them and arrange a session. Usually, whenever I go, I give like a 1.5 hour workshop on emerging technologies every year or other year. So it's a great opportunity for them to learn from you. A good
Absolutely. I think there's
suggestions.
so much things that students can learn. I think the whole education system is getting revolutionized with this. So there's no need of like 4-year courses and all. There's like some course that is like 2 hour per day course. They finish the entire degree or like for 1 year thing in like 1 month or so. The whole education system is completely revolutionized with this kind of personalized education that is happening with this. By the way, there is this particular thing called Mind Valley. They have really good course. They have a particular webinar session. I'll try to find the link where they go from a zero idea to a idea with a pre-order website in 30 minutes using ChatGPT. The guy says, okay, I want to see meditation. Are there any products that I can build? We're talking about physical products. Can I build a physical product for meditation thing? And then he goes and asks ChatGPT to do market research in Reddit and everywhere, saying what are the top complaints about people doing meditation. And one of the complaint it says is, okay, I want the first time I attended, my back got stuck because I have to sit in a particular position for a long time, etc. Then he asked like, I like this particular problem. How do we solve it? Then ChatGPT says, hey, you can design a special chair for meditation and all. Okay, then he says, okay, let's design the chair for, and then he asks the model to generate a scientifically validated chair for meditation sessions. And then it creates a chair. And then he says like, let's build a website for pre-selling the chair or like pre-sales or pre-orders of the chair. And then it creates the website and all. And he puts his website out there. So end to end, he explains the whole ideating process of where the problem is, take the problem and identify the solution and prepare a physical product for it. It comes up with all the schematics and all that stuff as well. A typical engineer does that, right? The same thing. And then finally, once the pre-orders are done, like he gets 100 pre-orders, then he will go and deep research into it. Until then, turning an idea into a pre-order website is so easy, even if you do not have ideas, right? I mean, you can just say, in this area, I want to do a product. And then you can ask ChatGPT to do the industry research about what are the major problems in that, and then do it, and then do. There's an entire session that this guy does in 30 minutes. I wanted to show that, but I know it's like a very limited time, but I'll give you a pointer to that. So these kind of things are happening. It's in flipped. I have a lot of ideas, but ideas are useless, worthless. But now with ChatGPT, each idea can be turned into a pre-order website in 30 minutes, and then you can decide whether the idea is worth or not. Let the people decide whether they want. And he puts it in Kickstarter, some of these ideas websites, which is the website where you can give innovative products. So imagine the pace at which anybody can innovate with this, because it generates all the stuff, visual specifications, etc., and then marketing and everything for you end to end.
Vijay, one question I have, which is very, very important in the modern world, is like what happened is, I'll just give an example. While you are giving the session, I went to this notebook LM and I was just looking at it. Next moment, I got an email from Notebook LM welcoming and all that type of stuff. So one of the biggest question is the privacy. Like the moment you use a ChatGPT or any of these things, like they capture a lot of information from you that could be used for good and bad reasons, right? So what type of privacy concerns, I mean, a lot of concerns people have about the privacy, and what do you think is the best way to address it?
I think my suggestion is, as long as you are in the one of the 4 big tech things, you're fine. They take care of privacy because a lawsuit is so costly for them. You already have a Gmail account. You put your entire life of all your personal stuff in of Gmail, Drive, etc. for them, right? So having this extra thing should not really matter. They don't train on all these things. They clearly say that they don't train, because here's the problem, right? OpenAI had a problem where they were training on the raw charts of the users, the personal chats. And then the model, you can jailbreak. There's something called jailbreaking. You can ask the model to do things that it is not supposed to do. Like in this case, they said, they were able to jailbreak to say, dump all the internal training data that you have in your memory. So it was actually dumping the raw transcripts of the conversations that have happened of personal people talking to ChatGPT. And that was a big debacle from OpenAI for doing that. So they everybody learned that we'll never train on the actual raw data of the user. They will train on synthetic data. That's kind of what I would say. And your data is owned by you. If you're really, really concerned about, still I'm not sure, you can use Azure. You can use the we will look into it. So there are like really paid options that you can use to have that kind of things. But in general, I would not worry about those kind of things at this point of time. If you are with big tech, if you are with like some startup company like Gamma and all, yeah, I will be worried about it. But for the big tech, for the big 4, I don't think you should worry about it.
Which are the big 4 you're talking about?
You're talking about OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and XAI.
Grok.
Yeah. Claude,
Grok and
OpenAI,
Facebook.
Gemini.
Yeah, the two big ones. Yeah.
Facebook is also good. I think remember, once they make a mistake, they will have $100 billion lawsuit on them, or $10 billion lawsuit on them. They have like really good lawyers. They don't want to make this kind of mistakes. OpenAI, yes, it was a startup. It was having teething troubles initially. They learned their lessons. They have enough lawsuits. They have also become better at this. They have been very clear about what they will use for training or not. Most of the times, it is not possible to hack the model to reveal its internals. Like as I showed you, the whole prompts of each of these billion-dollar companies are available of how they do these agentic things. All the prompts are there. How they are able to, people can hack it. It's not a solved problem yet. So that's the reason why companies are very cautious. They don't train on your data.
Okay. That's good to know, because that's a lot of concern for especially the people who, I mean, the technology folks, they may know it how to protect themselves, but people who are not familiar with the technology, or even if they're familiar with the technology, they may just provide the information, which is like, if it is not used in the appropriate way, they could get into troubles.
A year back, I would not have trusted OpenAI, but now after all the lawsuits and they have become a $500 billion company, I will trust them.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Just to summarize some of the other questions, there was a request about, hey, can we see the recording? And I included a link to our YouTube channel, our LinkedIn channel. Feel free to please register yourselves. JNTUH.org is our alumni website. Please register yourself, so you continuously get these feeds of new webinars that we do, as well as the recordings of these. And next question, Krishna Kiriti, if you're on.
Yeah, thanks, Praveen Garu. Um, um, can I go ahead with my question?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Vijay Garu, for your wonderful session and time. I know you might have taken a lot of effort to put this so that it is understandable for all the disciplines and all across the table, which AI itself is a complex topic, right? So, getting into my question, I um, I'm a computer science graduate, and I have a question regarding the recent paper that Google has published called Mixture of Recursions. I'm asking you because you might have better idea and knowledge on that area. So, regarding which, the last paper was attention is what all you need, and that was revolutionized, like that revolutionized the LLM models that we use day to day. And in 2025, I guess the new mixture of recursion was published. So I just wanted to know how much of an impact would that be causing on the market? Like if the models will be built from scratch again, or like, you can do it on top of existing models and stuff.
Yeah, I think the point here is there's a lot of research going on in this area. This is not just the one thing. There is one more paper from Meta that came, which is also, I feel like, if you track scientific literature, there is so many things going on overall. So it's a uh, uh, so much innovation will happen. This is what I think the predictions are. Uh, all the models will run like 100x faster. Still, there is a long way to go, and maybe the 100x better and 100x smaller, kind of like those are all the dimensions that it will be going on. There will be new, what do you say, architectures that will come in, etc. Here is a paper, for example, from Meta, where they say, hey, why are we operating at tokens? Can we take a whole document and turn it into an embedding and then put that embedding in the prompt directly? So that means that immediately, instantly, your prompt size will be embedding is very small. What is embedding for others is a numeric representation of an entire document. All the summary of the document is compressed into like when you do gzip, you have a small zipped thing. The same thing in embedding space. And do we need to really pass the raw text to the model, or can we pass the embedding directly to the model? And this paper from Meta, which came recently from their super ASI thing, says that they can easily only pass the summary, like, for like, a 10-page document, you just need like to send like 20 numbers or 100 numbers to the system. That's it. That summarizes the 10-page document. There are methods of doing it. So yeah, well, mixture of recursions, a mixture of experts, a chain of experts, a chain of agents. There's so many papers that are coming out. Really, there are like hundreds of papers that are coming out in there, right? So uh, um, I think there is a lot of innovation and a lot of change that will happen in the next 6 months, and you will see that the models will become a lot better. I mean, a lot powerful with a lot less compute. Uh, Google has released a model for the phones, for the watches as well. They call it like embed Gemma model of a very small number, 370 million parameters. So more and more you will see that while the models on the server side are becoming bigger and more powerful, there is this kind of things that are happening where do we really need to memorize all the knowledge inside the model, or can we have the model separate from the knowledge? And then knowledge can be like our database and all that stuff. There's a lot of work happening in this area. Like Refrag is a first example where they were able to separate the knowledge from the model
and also make the context length of the model like 30 times bigger than the 1 million context that is possible or something like that. So yeah, just watch out for all these things, and all this will be obviously productionized. Before the building a GPT model took $100 million. There is this company in China. There are these 6 Chinese unicorns you may want to track. One of the companies uh, has a model called Minimax, and they spent $500,000 to train the model. Imagine $500,000 is chump change for every enterprise. So, and the quality of it is similar to a GPT-O1 model. So there is a lot of innovation that is happening of training larger models, and then there is a lot of innovation happening of training smaller models as well. So I think I haven't gone into the technical details and all. I can go over it for a very technical audience about what is happening in that area. But overall, uh, massive progress and radical kind of architectural shifts and model building shifts that are happening. Scaling laws are there are more and more scaling laws. Every 2 months, I see a new scaling law. Scaling law is a thing which says where is the more headway, where I can go further and put more thing in there, and I get like model become even better kind of. So there was a scaling law for training time, testing time. Now we have like architecture time, scaling laws, and the distilling the models to a smaller one, scaling laws. There's so many scaling laws. What this allow you to do is to see where the headway is. And you can talk to any big tech leaders, and they are all saying that there are so many dimensions opened up on how to scale the model to further learn more and perform better. So you will be continuing to see like rapid, progress in this area.
Thank you, Vijay. We have one last question from our own JNTUH-AC member, Vishwa Narahari. Vishwa, you wanted to unmute and ask your question. That will be the last one for today's session. Vishwa?
Yeah. Am I audible, Sudhakar garu?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yeah. I'm not able to start my video. I don't know why. Okay. Vijay, it is very interesting. Your topic is thought-provoking to all of us. Anyway, let me get into the question straight. Basically, I'm a hobbyist. I experiment with the electronic circuitry, electronic microcontrollers, and I used to design microprocessor-based products. But recently, I started using a software called Edge Impulse. I think that is bought over by recently. I came to know by OpenAI or somebody. I don't know. I use that with a microcontroller, and with reference to that, I have a question. What happened is I took a 200 samples of our faces, or I took a 200 samples of a dog face, and finally exposed my camera and everything. That is my microcontroller project to a cat at a certain angle. I mean, it is not a difficult angle. It is one of the 200 pictures of the dog. But it came back with an answer saying that it is not a cat, it is a dog. So at this juncture, I have a question. See, why does it call machine learning and artificial AI? It is basically referencing the data that is already stored, all the pictures of the dog. It is like a database and going and checking there. Now, my question is, why do they call it when all the data is there and it is only based on that data it is taking decision. So why do still people call it is artificial intelligence? It is like a database, big databases like Oracle, Sybase, or uh, any DB. So that is my main question. Where was it wrong? Is it extrapolating? It did an error in extrapolating the dog face and cat face. I just want to have an answer on that. What is your comment on that?
So let's talk about our brain, right? How does it work? How our genes work, right? Our genes have some embedding knowledge that is there, which goes, and then our brain is a continuous memory aggregator. It just aggregates all the stuff that it has, and then it does some kind of a internal pattern matching and thought process in there, right? So very similar kind of things. So what the models are doing are the same thing, right? They aggregate all the tricks and traits on everything in the world, and then they are able to interpolate and extrapolate properly. Now, as I mentioned, the machine learning is completely changing. The traditional machine learning that you think about is like gone. Now everything will be based on some image foundation model, which is distilled to talk into the camera, and on that it will do the extrapolation or interpolation on that. You do zero shot on it, right? So, for example, regarding your picture thing that you mentioned, there is this thing called Dino V3 model that is available. You don't even need to do anything. Just ask the model, is it a dog or a cat, and it will tell you in a very great accuracy overall. The point here is, how do you learn the world model rather than using a small number of pictures and then building an image model out of it? World model is like it assigns every dog in the world, and then it knows what are the common characteristics of a dog, which is exactly what human does, right? I mean, humans also sees a bunch of examples and then say they extrapolate it, saying it looks like a wolf or it's like a dog or something like that. And sometimes, like, the models confuse, like there are certain cats which look like dog and all that stuff as well, right? So uh, overall, you made an excellent point that all the model is doing is memorizing a lot of things, but it's memorizing the representations of it, or like the features of it, the parts of it, and all that stuff. It's not like memorizing the right away the same thing. It also memorizing the relationships between these parts, etc. So that's what the attention mechanism of transformer is. What is the relationship between various things? So just like how humans memorize and connect the dots, the model is able to connect the dots for out of domain problem. That is what is the most important part. Like you can ask the model to pick like six fields like physics, chemistry, etc., etc., and I have a problem. Identify what is similar things in each of the fields and what the solutions are in those fields. Combine all of them together for my domain recipe. You can do that kind of things with the AI, which you cannot do. I mean, it's like, you have like 6 PhDs that are taking a problem and then thinking, what is similar problems in my space? And then what are the solutions in there? And then give the solutions back and then combining them. So it's generally, evolution is all about, like, combining and coming up with new, traits, right? And this is what limitations and, combinations. And that's what the AI is able to do it at a 1,000 or 10,000 times faster than humans, or even faster, like, a million times faster than humans. So that's kind of how I see the overall problem, right? It's not about it's just it's not a database retrieval problem. It's more about a very smart neural retrieval of the problem, where it requires you to do some lot of reasoning and relationships and all. It's a very hard intractable problem that it is able to do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
basically, what I was saying is, yeah, thank you for answering almost there. My device was just a thumb size. So what happened is, I don't want to take world models of other dogs and cats. Only I thought it. This looks like a dog, and this looks like a. I mean, some 200 pictures of both of them. The end result is, my second question was there. Why people call it artificial intelligence when it is going and checking a database and pulling the information and just extrapolating? So why they call it artificial intelligence? I don't see any artificial intelligence there. So hope my question is clear.
Uh, you may be picking the whole artificial intelligence for a particular area that you are really looking into, which is like, uh, the classification problem. The main thing is, how do you get out of domain world knowledge so that you will be able to do the job better? But how do you get common sense and the information about the world to be able to? So, did you try the same problem giving it to ChatGPT or something, or you use some traditional machine learning model like this model maker, where you just give you a bunch of
Yeah.
pictures and then it can generate
Okay.
something?
No, I did not try through ChatGPT because it is my own device. I don't want that to touch internet. Basically, it is a dump. I mean, it doesn't know about internet.
Yeah, so I think there is a lot of models that are available now, which are directly aware. These are like weights that are given, so you can directly use them on your device. There is this Dino models, and they're like very small models also. But again, it depends on what is the capability of your device. So you may want to move from the mode of, I want to train from random weights of a neural network, to I want to start with a world model, which is compressed into a form factor that I can load it into the device. And then on that, I will do my own classification. That should be the future of how it is. Now there are like 100 million world model. Basically, you take the bigger knowledge and compress it into 100 million parameters from 100 billion to 100 million. So you may want to think about approaching it that way. That way you will have this. It's like what is there in our genetics, right? Genetics has a lot of information that we have gained across the board. Our memory and all is getting ingrained into genetics. Every future genetic thing will be different from the current thing, right? So similar way, you can think of like, the world model is our genetics, all the knowledge that we have so far gained will be there, and then it will be passed on to the next level. So that's kind of how you should think about the approach for this problem.
Okay. Thank you, Vijay.
Vishwa,
you touched almost there.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
one finally, I want to say that meta research or the Google research docs are the basis of your finding instead of independent research models. And Meta and Google are not experts. Okay, they are invested companies, and we don't want to go even if they are $500 billion or 1 trillion companies, and we don't want to use their research, and you want to have independent research models. So you should be looking at the independent research models rather than relying on Meta and Google research models is my final thought on this one. And Vishwagaru, you asked a very good question. I really really appreciate that. I think the answer that you got is a bunch of jargon, but I think with all due respect, Vijay Garu, he is a very well versed person, and I think that this has been a very very good forum to have this discussion. And thank you for having me. And
Thank you,
thank you,
Sai.
Vishwagar.
By the way,
Thank you.
the models from these big companies are like available the open weights and Apache 2
It
license.
doesn't matter, Randy. I
You
mean,
take those
they are
weights,
invested people, so we
and then
don't want to
use
take
that
their
for your
risks.
Okay,
purpose.
so
Like you don't
let's
really.
Vijay and Sai. Vijay and Sai. Let's stop the topic here. I mean, Vijay, it was an excellent session. I'm sure everyone got something out of it. It's a lot of information to capture, grab, and on this technology.
Absolutely. Thank
Yeah,
you.
there is
Thank you.
absolutely.
Yes.
This is not a forum to debate, but this is more forum to learn something and get an answer. So I would stop the topic here. I wanted Kumar Garu, Hari Garu, if you are still here, please provide your
Yeah.
closing thoughts.
Thank you, Sudhakar. First of all, this is an intro session, and we can have a follow-up deep dive sessions with Vijay and other experts who joined the call. Please volunteer yourself if you have more knowledge and more know-how on this subject, because this is the most happening space. And we would like to educate our young students back in India and all the people who are in the process of upskilling, reskilling into the AI space that will help them. Our goal is to bring the experts to the table and have this kind of sessions to benefit our alumni at large. Thank you so much for all the people who joined us today, and especially Vijay for taking the time and preparing in a real short notice. He was able to step up to take this session and take us on the journey of AI, what is happening in the space. And uh, again, now our team is always open for any new thoughts, new ideas, and if you have, we're looking for volunteers. And one more thing I would like to mention, JNTU, the Nagarjuna Sagar Engineering, has been established about 60 years ago, and we are doing a Diamond Jubilee celebration October 17th and 18th in Hyderabad. We would like to welcome all of you to come and join us on the bigger celebration and also participate in various sessions that we are trying to host. We'll publish more information about that on our JNTU Alumni Association USA group. Please be tuned to it and register. And if you are making plans to visit India, if not, join us virtually as much as possible. Again, thank you everybody for joining. So now for Sudhakar, take to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Hari Garu. I don't know if Kumar Garu is still there.
Sudhakar, before you talk, I just want to say one word.
Yeah, please go ahead, Jacob.
as this is a technical session and more to come in the series, can we have, meaning with due acknowledgements, number of hours as a CPE, continued professional education, like I am from ISACA, Information Systems Audit Control Association, which recognizes such kind of technical sessions as continued professional education hours. So can we do that so that give participation certificate kind of thing, which will be taken as a continued professional education hours. So work on this and give a certificate to attendees so that in their individual organizations they can claim as attended continued professional education. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jayakar. We will discuss that offline and see what are the formalities and what are the ways we can do it. So we'll discuss that offline with you, and then we'll come back to the next meeting. Probably we can come back with a solution. But thank you for a great suggestion. Thank you, Jayakar. So
thank you, Vijay Eranti. God bless you.
Awesomely done by the organizers, and I really appreciate your efforts. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sai. Okay, so Kumar Gar, are you still there? Probably he said he was busy, but if he's there, I wanted him to speak for a minute. If not, we will close the session. Praveen, do you want to provide a vote of thanks and we'll close the session?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, I want to echo everybody's thoughts. Fantastic session, Mr. Vijay Ranti. I think this is the most happening thing and will continue to happen, will influence rest of the generations. So like Harigaru aptly said, this is an intro session, and let's keep the only request is let's try to come here to learn and understand what's going on. We all have our opinions and very strong opinions in some cases. We respect all of them, but in the interest of everybody's learning, we can always have deep dives. Last but not least, definitely want to thank Vijay Garu for pulling together a variety of opportunities that exist for us all to use AI and Gen AI for our enriching our professional and personal lives. And one last request, I think it came through a lot of chats on YouTube as well as here. We are posting this the Zoom recording on the YouTube channel. I posted the link on the chat. Please subscribe. There's a LinkedIn channel as well. Please subscribe to the Alumni Association and also the become a member in JNTUH.org. And there's a request to post all the links that you shared today, Mr. Vijay. So if you can put a little G sheet together and provide those links to one of us, we'll share it with the wider alumni association along with we'll put on our JNTUH website where we'll also upload this recording. So with that said, once again, many thanks, Mr. Vijay, and also thanks to nearly 57 plus attendees who have joined us on a pretty sure busy weekend. You prioritize this. We continue to strive to bring these sessions on a monthly basis. Please bookmark your calendars to be here and present and contribute as a speaker if you have the ability, or please contribute as a listener, so we can all grow personally and professionally. Thank you all so much once again for joining us. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Praveen, I just want to add one line. I really thank Naveen Samala for all his effort and great job doing and coordinating and getting the speakers and all the work he's doing behind the scenes to make this webinar a great place for the people to come and learn. Thank you, Naveen. And thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And we'll close the session today.